Alright, yo, what's going on, everybody? And this is gonna be a longer video today. We're gonna we're gonna talk about head coaches on the hot seat. And we'll talk about probably some coaching jobs or searches. Yeah. First we're gonna start out with I know I haven't made a video in a while, so just bear with me. I have maybe made a couple videos, but my channel's gone down, and I'm hoping maybe a video like this will boost it up a little bit. Just been very busy lately, so I'm sorry. I also lost the iMovie app, which I can't get it back until, I don't know. So, until I get it back, I'm not going to be able to release the Uncle Lou's Greatest Calls moments. Now, the good thing about that is I'm still watching live streams and recording calls and all that. Because I know, I don't know, but in case I get it back, I guess. I don't know what happened, yeah. That's where I make my videos all, by the way. Now this video is not going to be iMovie. Or, it wouldn't be, unless I accidentally stopped it, which that has happened before, and when that happens, I record another video. I put it in the iMovie app, and I put the other clip in the iMovie app so they can go together. That's how you do that. So, yeah, I'm just gonna... Alright. First job, actually, hold on. I'm gonna get some food. Or at least something to drink. Oh, I got something right here. Alright, first, we got the Miami head coaching job and Manny Diaz. Here are my thoughts on it. They shouldn't have hired Manny Diaz in the first place. I'm not saying he's doing a bad job, and I don't think they should fire him yet. I don't think it's time, but, look. You're telling me out of all the coaches you got from 2018, because keep in mind, Miami had a pretty good resume in 2018, and I know there's plenty of established coaches that would have gone to Miami in 2018. Lane Kiffin, Mike Leach, even Les Miles, which, good thing they didn't hire him, because we all know what happened, but, I mean, I guarantee they would have gotten any of those three people. I mean, maybe at best, it's some miracle to get Urban Meyer. That probably wouldn't happen, but I mean, you never know. They could have gotten an established head coach in 2018. Now they can't. I mean, it's over now because, I mean, a Miami job's a lot worse than it was 3 years ago, and because of that, now Miami's facing the consequences. Sorry, the camera's shaking. Hold on a second. Alright. I mean, Miami fans want Manny Diaz fired, but who's gonna go to Miami? Who's gonna go? Who? Who right now is saying, man, I really want that Miami coaching job? Mark Richt only did it because it was his alma mater. So, I mean, and if they want to hire someone with the alma mater again, there's nobody close to the coaching ability as Mark Richt, who went to Miami. I've said this. Dan Lanning might be the choice for Miami. He might. But Dan Lanning's probably gonna choose between one or two jobs, the Miami job or the LSU job. I think he'll. If I had to choose right now, I think he'll go to Miami because I'm not sure if Ed Orgeron's gonna get fired or not. And I don't think he's gonna stay another year at Georgia. I mean, what defensive coordinator? Well, I mean, yeah. He could be Kirby Smart 2.0 because Kirby Smart 2.0 was the best coordinator for about in college football for 8 years or so. With Nick Saban, maybe even longer. No, it's probably 8 years. I mean, he's always been good, but the Nick Saban era that was his spark. That was where that's where he was that's where he's best coordinator in college football. Listen, Bama fans, you can say whatever you want about it. Those were your best Alabama defenses. Now, why is that? Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that Kirby Smart was a better defensive coach than Nick Saban. No, I'm not. If I had to choose, I'd give it to Kirby. Honestly, I get it. The game has changed and all that, and people are gonna say, "Well, the game has changed. Kirby couldn't do that anymore." Well, look at him now. I'm just saying. And I don't want to hear that Georgia has all the talent. Recruiting is a part of college football. Would I agree that Georgia's better defensive players than Alabama? Yeah, they probably do. But I mean, Alabama's just not. No. No. I do think Alabama's gotten them better teams. I'm flying off the rails here. We're supposed to be talking about Miami. Somehow it brought up. We're not even gonna get into that. Somehow I didn't realize, but I will finish it up with this. All I'm gonna say is, Kirby Smart. Never mind. There's no point in even talking about it. I don't even know why I brought it up. I know why I brought it up. It was probably because, well, we were talking about Dan Lanning, and I was like, well, what if he wants to be Kirby Smart 2.0 and stay at Georgia for over a decade? And Cowboys released Jalen Smith. Why? He was a good player. Something off the field must have happened because there's no way they'd release Jalen Smith. He's a good player. Not great, he's good. Something off the field must have happened. I don't get that. Hey, we're getting so off topic here. I'm really sorry. We're not. Anyways, back to Dan Lanning. And I'm not trying to even be biased. I do think he's going to get a head coaching job next year. And it hurts me. Does it hurt me to say that? A little bit because their defense is going to take a hit. I still think Kirby's going to bring us a good defense, but I mean, something that might happen. Dan Lanning's probably going to go to the LSU or Miami coaching job, or another one if he wants to. There's a lot of coaching jobs Dan Lanning will be able to go to. We might promote Will Muschamp, the defensive coordinator, because he's basically the co-defensive coordinator right now. So, he's not getting a head coaching job anytime soon. So he's probably going to be the defensive. He probably will be the future defensive coordinator, and I have no problem with that. Will Muschamp's a great defensive coordinator, just not a good head coach. And there's plenty of people like that. Great coordinators, bad head coaches. They just can't run the program. Mike Bobo, Bud Foster, Will Muschamp, um, Alabama's defense coordinator in the 90s. I forgot his name. He was a great defense coordinator, not a good head coach. He's known for building the 92 defense. It's one of the greatest of all time. So, I mean, all right. There's just some people, I mean, Matt Luke. Matt Luke can't run a program, but he can coach the offensive line. So he can be a position. I don't even know if he can be an offensive coordinator, to be honest. I don't think he'd be that good. But he can coach the offensive line. He's probably the best in the country. So that's another one. Um, all right. So, anyways, back to Miami and everything and all that. I was just bringing up some garbage about Kirby Smart that I never should have brought up, and then some other points which might be relevant. I don't know. Back to the Miami job. So Miami, Manny Diaz and everything. I get it. Y'all want him fired, but I don't even think you should fire him. But if you were to fire him, I think Dan Lanning would probably be your best option. Because look, Miami's not getting an established head coach. They're just not. They had that option last time and they didn't use it. There's plenty of head coaches that would have gone to Miami. Established ones. There's plenty. And they didn't take the chance. I don't get it, man. I get it. You had one of the best defenses, or so-called best defenses, in the country with Manny Diaz, the defensive coordinator. He's a Miami guy, right? Yeah, I get that. But jeez. Lane Kiffin was in Florida for 3 years. And I get it, he was a jerk at the time, but Miami doesn't care about that. If they did, they would have kept Mark. Well, he probably had Parkinson's disease. In fact, I'm not saying it's true or not, but I do think Mark Richt got Parkinson's disease during his last season at Miami. Because he just didn't have the energy and all that. If he didn't get Parkinson's disease during last season, and it's not confirmed that he did, I'm just saying that's my prediction. But if he didn't have it, I think he'd rebuild Miami's program. That's what an established head coach like Mark Richt can do for you. But you run him out of town after a 9-4 and 10-3 season, which is stupid. But that was mainly because he didn't have the energy in his last season, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Or 11-2 season. 11-3. My bad. And I don't think he had the energy because of Parkinson's disease. That's just my prediction and everything. Otherwise, he probably would have had another 9-10 win season. And he probably would have kept the Miami coaching job for a long time. 10, 15 years until he retired. All right. Oh, yeah, here's Nick Saban at LSU, by the way. How did they let him go to the Dolphins? But, yeah. Wow, it's been 14 minutes, and all we've talked about is the Miami coaching job. We're gonna keep talking about because I'm not finished. There's more things I got to say. Another guy in Miami probably could or have a decent shot at getting. Who was it? Who was it? Was it who was I thinking of? I forgot what I was thinking of. But yeah. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna go there's a lot I've had to say about the Miami coaching job, so maybe that's why I had maybe that's why it's been so long. The next coaching jobs, hopefully, I won't last this long because I was hoping to get maybe 3 or 4 in this video, but this one's been 15 minutes. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. That's all I really gotta say about the Miami coaching job. Brent Venables. That's who I was thinking of. He might get the Miami job as well, in my opinion. With that, I mean that probably be a good hire as well. I know it's not guaranteed that those guys can run programs, but who else are you gonna get? No one. Just don't do the former player crap with hiring Deion Sanders or uh, Ed Reed or somebody like that. That would be the worst thing you could possibly do. And let me tell you right now, if you do that, that will destroy your program. Especially Ed Reed. At least Deion Sanders, I think he's got some potential to coach. I really do. I do think he has some potential, but until he shows it, he doesn't deserve a Power 5 job. He needs to have a really good season with Jackson State. He's not having it right now. Now, okay, let me rephrase. He has a winning record, but I mean, he's not. It's not. Look, if this is his first recruiting class, I know you got to give him time. There's nothing to knock on Deion Sanders for Jackson State not having this amazing season and all that. It's just the reality is for any FCS coach, you gotta have like an 11 and they play 11 games in the FBS. So I guess a 10-1 or 9-2 season, maybe 8-3 if you go far in the playoffs. Well, first of all, JSU doesn't have the playoffs. But they're not having a bad. I mean, they are 3-1. Their only loss is to an FBS school, ULM Monroe. I know they're a bad team, and that's the point. But maybe I shouldn't have said they're having a bad season. That was kind of a bad assessment. But they're undefeated in FCS play, so look, if they do win the rest of these games, he could be considered. But I think he's going to have to do this 2 years in a row. Look, it's just, you can't be an FCS coach and instantly get a Power 5 job. That's just not, yeah. All right, we're done with the Miami coaching job. I've said what I had to say. Main questions are, why didn't you get a established head coach when you could in 2018? Once again, Lane Kiffin. That would have been my first call, actually. Lane Kiffin. Also, Mike Leach, Les Miles. I get it. Les Miles did whatever, but jeez. There's also many other. I mean, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but maybe a good option is considering Derek Mason, Auburn's defensive coordinator. He's never. Look, he went 6-6 at Vandy. Vandy! And now they can't beat an FCS team. He was making bowl games with Vandy. Now, he's no James Franklin, but he's definitely a good head coach. I would hire him, considering that, really. Him, or Dan Lanning. Now, here's the issue. I don't even know if he's going to go get the Miami job. He's probably going to stay at Auburn for around 3 years, maybe 4. Probably 3 years. Or 2 years. I don't know. It's going to be 3 years, I feel like. He's probably going to build Auburn to a great defense his 3rd year. That's my prediction. Which, yeah, I think Auburn will have a pretty good defense 3 years later. Probably pretty great. And he's going to try to get all the coaching jobs and say, well, this guy he did good at Vandy. Now he's building a great defense at Auburn. Well, now he can get higher coaching jobs. So I don't think he'd want the Miami job. But yeah, Dan Lanning and Brent Venables, those would be my first calls, in my opinion. But we got to move on now. We've talked about the Miami job for over 20 minutes now. It's time to it's time to move on. I don't care. Voice your opinions in the comment section, but it's time. It's time to move on. I mean, one more name I'll give is Luke Fickell, which he's not going to go to Miami. And see, that's my point. 2018. They could have even gotten Mike Norvell, the hot name from Memphis or something. Maybe you bring back Tom Herman. I don't know. All right. Yeah, we're done about Miami coaching job. Moving on to the LSU job, which this guy's getting a couple calls to be fired, and here's my opinion on it. Just like Manny Diaz, I don't think Ed Orgeron should be fired. But the point of this video is to talk about these new head coaches. Because a lot of athletic directors, especially in today's game, like to freak out and they fire their coaches early. Miami is the hot spot for that. LSU's going to give you some time, so I don't think Ed Orgeron, I don't think he's going to get fired. But Manny Diaz is, so I was just talking about some Miami coaching jobs. Yeah, he won't be doing that against Georgia. Don't worry about that. That's just ridiculous how that happened. 99 out of 10, 100 times, that's just a pick. But yeah. Some notable LSU considering options. Now, LSU's got more room when it comes to hiring a coach than Miami does. So maybe they do go around and fire Ed Orgeron. I don't think he should be fired. I get it. You know, he's maybe not, he didn't do as much in the national title, but look, he did win a national title. I don't think giving him 1 or 2 years is that bad, especially if he's going to win 8, 9 games. As long as he does that. Now, if he has a 4-8, 5-7 season, or maybe 2 6-6 seasons in a row, or 7-5, okay, I get even 7-5 because LSU's a better program than that. I get it, but he's got to have 2 bad seasons, and maybe this is a bad season. Maybe you do pull the trigger. I'm just saying. I don't know if this season's going to be that bad, honestly. They'll probably beat A&M. They'll probably beat... they might beat Ole Miss and Arkansas. They're going to beat... they lost to Auburn. They'll win 7-8 games. But I mean, look, some considering options. I think there's some good coaches that would volunteer going to LSU. Dan Mullen, maybe. That might happen. Maybe James Franklin. Listen, but the James Franklin thing, I get it and all. I don't think he wants to leave Penn State. Penn State's building a great program over there. I get it. They haven't beaten. Well, they have beaten. They have beaten Ohio State. They just got screwed over in the playoffs. That's all. I get it. Look, I fully get it and all. But I don't. But there's a reason why they're the number 4 team in the country right now. I don't think James Franklin wants to leave. I'm just saying. Especially if they win the East this year or win the Big Ten and they make the playoffs. I don't think he's gonna want to leave. I think Ohio State will win the Big Ten East, but that's not guaranteed at all. Penn State, I give Michigan a shot. Out of some crazy world, Michigan State might win it. Well, yeah, I still need to see more out of them, but yeah. But other considerations for the LSU job, maybe I know you saw what Urban Meyer did, and I don't like to talk about stuff like that, number one, and events like that happen. And and number two, he didn't even get fired, so I didn't feel like making a video. I didn't feel like making a video was necessary for it. I just left it alone, and let Urban live another day. I know the reason why I didn't make a video is, look, he didn't even get fired. And I might make a video about it later, and I probably should. But I mean, look, he didn't get fired, and he's not going to. So now he's gonna get fired after the season, or maybe. There's no way. This one. How do you do worse with a guy who's supposed to be a great head coach? That's the reason he's not. He's good in college, and yeah. Dang, Les Miles ran out of there. Ooh, it's going down every week. Yeah, but alright, but I guess it's pretty straightforward. Hire a established head coach. Anybody. Well, not anybody. That's not a good assessment, but you've got to hire an established head coach at LSU. Luke Fickell, and I don't think he's a Southern guy, so he probably won't go to LSU, and there's no way he goes to Miami. But I don't get this Jalen Smith thing. But there's the coach we're talking about right now, Ed O. Ow. All right. But yeah, Manny Diaz and Ed Orgeron, I don't think they should be fired. They really shouldn't be. So we're just gonna move on to the next job, which this coach has already been fired. Clay Helton, he's gone. And don't worry, he's not getting another job soon. If you can't win at USC, then you're just not a good head coach. You're just not. You gotta. If you can't win at USC, then you're just not a good head coach. You need to either be a coordinator again, be a position coach. Again, like Mike Luke, and coordinator like Will Muschamp. Well, he's an analyst, but still. I mean, look, you're not. No, that's just. You're not doing that, man. See, if you can't win at USC, that's a problem. Um, we're not even gonna get to what Clay Helton did at USC. He won the Rose Bowl. He made another New Year's Six Bowl. He won the Pac-12 once. He went to the Pac-12 title twice. It had some really bad seasons. That's the only way I can put it. Now, getting a new head coach, Urban Meyer's an option. He really is. Look, is he really going to stay at Jacksonville after what he's doing there? No. 0-4, and he had that incident with. I'm not even going to bring it up, but you know what I'm talking about. Especially if you watch Uncle. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up, because I don't want to get into that. I really don't. But yeah, he can go back to USC. Dan Mullen, I think, is an option. He is a serious choice. He might go to USC. Even Jim Harbaugh, who has coaching experience in the Pac-12, he's a good college coach. I'm tired of hearing Harbaugh's a horrible coach, and maybe he should. Ooh, that's another job we should talk about. They're rushing the field during a play. That's illegal nowadays. Are you kidding me?
You see the clown wig right here? That's about how all these Kentucky fans are going to start feeling once they realize what's happening here, because you see it. It's starting to happen. This guy, very upset. Look at the grimace here on this guy's face. He's looking at something which appears to be a scoreboard, likely, and he's going, hold on. Yeah. What happened? What happened? We have a surrender cobra right next to the clown wig. So you can see these guys start to realize what's going on. Our goalpost friends still
don't straddle the goalpost.
What is this guy?
Bad idea.
What is this like? What are you even gonna do at this point and pull yourself up? This guy's doing dips. Okay, all right, we're done with that. And here we go. The LSU pile, yeah, very celebratory, but there's a lot going on at the same time. Kentucky fans starting to realize it. We've got the tiger being hoisted. We've got this guy. This is not surrender cobra. This is like surrender pancake, I think.
That's roadkill cobra.
Surrender roadkill. It was tough. So sorry, Kentucky fans. But yeah.
Are you? Wow.
From that bluegrass miracle that Wildcat fans are hoping does not happen again.
Jesus. Wow. Okay. Christ. But back to coaching jobs. USC, but Jim Harbaugh, he might be an option, honestly. And he probably would get the USC job. Good but not great head coach. He could win at USC. He probably could. Maybe. Potentially. What is not good, especially for USC, what is not good, is hiring a coordinator. That is not a good idea. You gotta hire a head coach. And honestly, I think they're the only job that has even a chance at convincing James Franklin to go there. Luke Fickell might go there. He might. Look, USC is such a good job. You could potentially get some great coaches to go over there. Shoot. What do you think Mac Brown wants to do? Do you think he wants to get out of North Carolina? I don't think he's doing a bad job there. It's just a tough place to win. That's just the facts. I think he wants to get out of North Carolina. You think Nick Saban wants to get out of Alabama? I'm just kidding, Alabama fans. Don't worry. But yeah, Ryan Day. Look, I'm not sold on Ryan Day. I'm not sold. He didn't get Justin Fields, and he's definitely not. Well, I guess he did get Justin Fields. Either way, it was a transfer, not a recruit. 16. No, there's not 16 conferences. Or maybe there's a 16 conferences, including FCS conferences, that have a deal with ESPN. That'd make more sense. That's so off topic. But yeah, I'm not sold on Ryan Day. I know he's not on the hot seat this year. I know he's not going to get fired. But if he keeps going, if he really only won 10-2, 9-3 at Ohio State, yeah, that might be a concern. And trust me, people would want the Ohio State job. Matt Campbell potentially might leave Iowa State. And honestly, he probably should have done it last year. He's making the same mistake Jeff Brom did in 2018. You don't know what I'm talking about. This Purdue head coach that everybody wanted. He didn't do bad, but he basically did pretty bad the next year, and then no one wanted him. Matt Campbell's probably could Matt Campbell get the USC job? Could he really get the LSU job? Could he really? I don't know. I seriously don't know. Tom Herman's probably a coach that would. He'd probably have a shot at the USC job, to be honest. They're going to hire probably one of those coaches. Maybe even Bruce Arians. You never know. But yeah, that coach has already been fired, so there's no debate on where he's been fired or not. Looking back on it, they probably shouldn't have fired him because you don't. Okay, by the end of the season, I get it, but you don't fire your coach after 2 games. That's just retarded. Sorry, but that's retarded. You can't fire your coach after 2 games. That's just. I've already said it. Stupid. It's idiotic. I have no idea why in any world, except for something that might happen off the field, that you would, even for that. Well, yeah, actually no. If something happens off the field, you gotta fire your coach. But I have no idea why you would fire your coach after 2 games. I have no idea. You gotta. I understand firing him mid-season, and I don't even like doing that. But in some cases, like with Dan Quinn, for example, Falcons coach, he deserved to be fired mid-season. I get it, but firing a coach after 2 games, like okay, if they fired you, Clay Helton after maybe 5 or 6 games, like Miami did without Golden, okay, I get it. But first of all, I like keeping coaches a whole year. And second of all, firing in mid-season is not horrible. I don't think it's good. Because future head coaches will be like, well, I don't need to fire. I don't want them and me to run out of town. Because look, if you're an athletic director and you like to fire coaches, chances are you're not going to get good coaches to come to your program. Coaches want time. They want remorse. Or I don't know what, not remorse, but they basically want a little bit of cushion if they do have a bad season. So, and Miami doesn't have that. That's probably why they can't get a good coach. USC, they have resistance. They really do. Miami doesn't. But firing a coach after 2 games, that's just not it. You just can't do something like that. I understand. Look, believe me, I understand, but you can't do that. And number 2, you hire your cornerbacks coach as your head coach. Really? That just ruined. Maybe it was already supposed to be a ruined season for USC. But, I mean, look, don't destroy your season. Come on, man. That'll be an interesting job search after this season because that's one of the best jobs in college football. And honestly, it's the only job where you can be a bad team over and over and over again, and people will still want to go there. Now, if it was a cycle for 20 years or something, no. But, I mean, look, USC has not been a great program over the past 10 years since Pete Carroll left. But it's still a great job because it's where it's located, California. There's nobody else could compete with them in California besides maybe UCLA and Chip Kelly. But honestly, I don't even know about them. They'll probably beat USC this season, honestly. They probably will.
If you're deep, you come shallow. If you're shallow, you come deep. But here is your initial option right here. That's Tyler Fromm. He was covered way over here on the other side of the field. Instead, he sees his quarterback in duress. The defender thinks, oh my God.
Alright. Well, that's the coach job we're talking about. And I know there's more, but we're not. This video is already way too long, somehow. I didn't think it'd be this long.
Great stuff, Stinch, as always, and you smell great, as always. Let's get into another matchup we'll see this weekend. Alabama taking on A&M. Since they lost to Johnny Manziel and the Aggies in 2012, the Crimson Tide have won the last 8 meetings, averaging over 22 points per game. After starting 3-0, the Aggies have lost the last 2 weeks against Arkansas and Mississippi State, so they are needing a win. Both head coaches now on the matchup.
These guys have 15 starters coming back from the best teams in the country last year. And this is a very challenging place to play.
Every game to us as a player should be the same. Your opponents are faceless. That's great to be in a big game
Wow, Eddie Robinson died. Yeah, Jim, but what do you think about Nick Saban now? You still talking trash?
Let's talk about the Aggies.
Man, I'm just saying, man.
Defense held non-conference opponents to under 80 yards per game.
Look what happens versus the SEC. Overrated defense once again. All right, we're back. We're gonna talk about the Michigan job. Look, man, when will you fire Jim Harbaugh? When would you do it? I don't think you should do it yet. I don't think. I get what Nate's saying, but he's just being a team fan who's, I don't know, but I don't like his attitude saying that he wants Jim Harbaugh fired. Look, Jim Harbaugh's won 9 games this season. He's kind of like Mark Richt 2.0, honestly. Demeanor-wise, no. He is a much tougher and rougher and old-school coach to work with. Definitely not Mark Richt in that area. Mark Richt's a much nicer guy, and it's much more fun to play with. But in terms of winning and success, he kind of is Mark Richt 2.0. He kind of is. Is he ever going to get over the hump? Look, I think at some point you do have to fire Jim Harbaugh. I don't think it's time yet. I really don't. If you were to fire him, you got to go after Luke Fickell. That's the number one guy you got to go after because he's a northern guy. He likes coaching up north. He doesn't like the South, he doesn't like the South, man. But he likes the northern area, the northeastern area. That's his area. That's what he likes. He likes coaching there. So I'm just saying that'd be the number one guy. James Franklin, no, he's not going to Michigan. He's really not. That's not going to happen. Urban Meyer, no, that's not going to happen. I get it. He coached up north, but I mean, he coached at Ohio State. You know, that's that. He's not going to Michigan, man. James Franklin's not going to Michigan. Michigan's not getting a coach like that. They just don't have the job like that. The Michigan job's a good job, but it's not. It's nothing. It ain't a great job. It ain't a great job. It's really not. Vanderbilt taking on Florida. Yeah. I mean, look, I don't think. What was I even talking about? I was talking about the Jim Harbaugh job. But speaking of the Jim Harbaugh job, do y'all think Michigan? What do y'all think they will do this season? Let me know in the comments section. They win the Natty? No. That's probably. Well, I'm not gonna say no to that, but that probably ain't gonna happen. Make the playoffs? That's consideration. Win the East. Win the Big Ten. Beat Ohio State. I mean, I'm just saying. Just saying. Yeah, but I mean, look, I understand. Y'all want him fired, but I don't think he should be. Paul Christ, would he really go get the Michigan job? That's a consideration. I think he might do that, honestly. He might do that. He really would.
Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because every great play starts the night before. My Sleep Number 360 smart band tracks my circadian rhythm, average heart rate, and breathing rate, so I know how long I'm sleeping. It's also temperature balancing, so I stay cool.
That's all I got for the video. I will talk about this one thing. What do y'all think will,
so I can focus on other things.
do y'all think there's any chance of somebody knocking off Georgia or Alabama? In fact, I should make a video on that. Not tonight. I need to hit the hay, as the old heads would say.
Very simple. It's for those of us looking for one thing.
Did I really just say that? Okay. We'll just go for that. I've never really said that before, but
Comprehensive and convenient daily
why is the Nebraska game on ABC? Are you serious right now? The Michigan-Nebraska game is the game we got on ABC. Oh, the next week's college football games are just not that good. That's what I'm saying. Why is it Iowa Penn State on ABC? The game of the night or week? Because that's where the game of the week goes. The game of the week always, well, outside the SEC, they don't allow SEC games on there. Well, they'll allow an SEC team on there. They won't allow 2 SEC teams on there. They got playing a non-con game. The reasoning is they want to, I guess, I don't know what you call it. They want to, forgot the word, but they want to help the Alliance out. They're basically teaming up with the Alliance like a bunch of crybabies. So they've never allowed SEC games on there. And I don't know if that's the real reason. The reason probably is because the best SEC game goes to CBS. Jeez, man, that Arkansas 6. Jeez.
Arkansas at 6. Interesting, as preseason polls usually are. Fast forward to week 6, and here we are. What would make a better Roman numeral segment than ranking the SEC West? And when we first threw this out,
What about the East?
oh, really? That's gonna be good, man. What happened?
The weekend happened, and everybody beat everybody, and we have no idea where we're at. Well, we do know one thing. Alabama's number 1, clear cut. Let's just get that out here. Let's get that out of the way right now. Let's go down to 7. We'll start at the
He's like Alabama number 1.
But my number 17 is Texas A&M. And that's because they have problems that you can't fix. They got bad quarterback play, bad offensive line.
You put A&M at 7?
Where you play the game.
I get it. They lost to the worst team in the West, but jeez.
It would be completely different, but you know what? Listen, that ain't happening right now. So, my 16 is LSU.
I disagree. LSU should be higher than that. Alright, this ain't a reaction video. We're not even starting that up. But
And these guys are heading uphill really fast. They got a really big uphill climb.
They got tough out this Saturday, right?
You want to Kentucky? You got Kentucky, then after that you got Florida at home.
Just recognize this for a second. This was the number 2 and 3 team in the preseason poll. You have them at the very
They
bottom.
have played their way into the bottom of my bracket. Yes, that's very true. The next team I got is a team that's on the rise right now, and they're playing great, and that is Mississippi State. And I had a really tough decision between Mississippi State and Auburn, my 3rd and 4th team. But Will Rogers playing lights out. Figuring things out.
alright, but that's all we got for the video. Just let me know what do y'all think about these games this weekend? Penn State and Iowa, that's a big game. We're not even gonna start that up. Actually, should I say it?
The next one, Auburn Tigers.
Why not? There's not many people watching. I got Iowa in that game. I got Iowa. I'm going to pick Iowa in the prediction video. If you're still watching, that's your reward. Don't tell anyone. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care. But, yeah. Dang. Another question is, what do y'all think Michigan will do? Nebraska, Northwestern, Michigan State, Indiana, Penn State, Maryland, Ohio State schedule. If I had to choose right now, they beat Nebraska. Then the bye week, they'll beat Northwestern. I disagree with that. I think Arkansas is above Ole Miss, but I don't know who's gonna win. I'm not giving out 2 predictions. I already gave out one, and I kind of regret giving it out. Honestly, I wish I could cut that out in the video, but we're not even gonna. I got Iowa for now, though, I guess you could say. Although I'm really considering hard against Penn State, so. In fact, I don't know. I might pick Penn State. Yeah, I'm going to pick Penn State. Actually. Penn State, I don't. Actually, I've changed my mind. I think Penn State's going to win. Actually, Iowa. Actually, it's really hard. We'll go with Penn. We'll go with. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it. You're just gonna have to wait till the prediction video. that kind of worked out for me because I was like, I regret saying it. Then I don't know who to pick now.
Luke Doty, the sophomore from Myrtle Beach High School.
Yeah, so we'll just go for that. Arkansas Ole Miss. That's another big game this weekend. So-called big game. I guess a big game for New Year's Six bowl. But outside of that, no. Michigan, Nebraska, Michigan, Northwestern. I think Michigan will win those two games. Michigan State. Woo. I don't know. I'm pick Michigan for now. Michigan, Indiana, Michigan will win that. Michigan, Penn State.
Throwing on first down, and it's behind his intended receiver, Nick Muse, but a flag comes in.
At Penn State. Yeah, I think Penn State's going to lose one there. Maryland, they'll win that. They'll go to Ohio State 10-1 or 11-1. I guarantee that. Maybe at worst 9-2. But Ohio State, no, I think they lose. I gotta go with that until they beat them. I really do. But anyways, that's it for the video. Not gonna drag out any longer. Other than that, peace and go Dogs.